Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games, and I hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you'd like to see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Pro Cycling Manager 2018, Career Mode, Episode 62. Continue on with the late part of our season. And we have a classic here, 165 kilometers with a triple repeat looping climb here with the high peak and the secondary short peak all on the back 70 kilometers or so. And you can see the team that we're taking with it is essentially a team we just raced with here recently, but we've got Osorio, Swerble, and Vervecchi as potential top riders for this one. As that loads up, let me give this quick disclaimer for this video. I am a bit under the weather right now. My voice is a bit tricky. There's the occasional coughing fit, so I apologize ahead of time, and thanks for sticking with me for this one. But let's go ahead and skip to the first of the triple set of climbs. Alright, so we go with 67 kilometers left to go. The breakaway of 5 riders just went under 2 minutes on their lead as we are approaching the first of the climbs. Now, pace hasn't picked up too much in the field yet, so things should be relatively straightforward with this first one, but I do need to make sure that we are not going to get dropped back here, and actually it's going a lot harder than expected. Vervecchi running into some issues here as he's getting caught behind some riders, but you can see Van Hemlen and Marini are both struggling a little bit, going backwards. Marini ran out of energy real quick. Wachtendorf as well. Vervecchi fighting his way back through towards the front as we go over the first time, and that definitely was pretty steep. That is the climb. We're gonna hit that climb again, and yeah, that is certainly steep. So it is doing some damage, and actually, at the moment, Marini left behind, and it's coming back together. But the secondary climb is probably going to doom some of these guys. Wachtendorf, there's another one. He is too far back. I'm going to set him to auto. Van Hemlen needs to pick up Vervecchi. Oh, that second one was quick. We're over it already. We're under 50k to go, and I need to get water one final time for this race. Van Hemlen's actually probably in the best position to do so, so let's get him on that right away. We've got a little while before we hit this climb again. I'm going to speed things back up. Marini, Wachtendorf are there. They're at the back, but they are too far gone. And, oh, we're already hitting the climb at Van Hemlen. Not there yet. So he is not going to succeed in getting us water. And you can see the quick drop there. Let's shift our focus here. So slow this down. We've got Van Hemlen. He's on auto. Now Van Ginneken on auto. And now we are down to just 44 riders left. And it is my trio, my strongest riders. So looking at them, Swerble is looking really good today. Osorio and Vervecchi, and let's see, between Osorio and Vervecchi, it's really tight. So Osorio's that 75, 76, while Vervecchi's got that 76, 74, whatever it was. Osorio does have the better resistance and stamina over Vervecchi, and the -1 isn't actually affecting anything other than his downhill by 1. So let's put Vervecchi first on task to get water. Probably should have waited to do that till we got over the top of this one. We're just about to the top, but be okay. Okay, come on, get up there, Osorio. There you go. Now, protect Swerble. Alright, one more time over the climbs, and we're already down to 36 riders. We're on the flat for now. I didn't even see the list of favorites at all. What happens when you are a bit sick? Things escape you a little bit easier. Gorka Izagira is here. Tash van der Sand, Arthur Visho, Warren Barguil, Kalmajan. Some bigger and capable riders, bigger names, but not most competitive bunch. So we've got a real shot here to do something on this last set of the climbs. Love this forest though. This is the most I've seen this actually look like an actual forest. I mean, it's a bit light on trees compared to a real forest. Swervel's still looking really strong. Vervecchi, Osorio. Yeah, they're fading. They are fading. Let's get Vervecchi to use his gel now.
Counterattack by Baldwin.
20 riders now. Sure, we're hanging in there. Oh, don't get split. Ah, come on. Okay, Vervecchi's about to run out here. And Swerble needs to close this gap. Osorio, try to just follow, will you? Ah, there you go. Vervecchi, good job. You closed that gap. You got us up there. Osorio is following, but not terribly well. We do have two guys off the front. Visho. No, Visho's Kalmajan off the front. But we have that one climb left. He is not very far off the front. Osorio, we're going to switch you to protecting Swerble for the final climb. Amazing what form can do for you. Swerble usually the third guy, but he's in form, so he gets the nod. Oh, Visho got back off the front. Osorio, use that, and let's attack this thing. Because so are they. Barth, Tatir, Barguil, Izagira. Osorio's done. Swerble. It's 5K. Kalmajan still off the front. As we go over the top. 9 riders chasing one. I guess we're going to fight for second place here. 4K to go. He's going to get away, yeah. I'm not the strongest rider to give chase, so we're going to just sprint this one out. We've got an acceleration of 68, but we've got no sprint speed. 2.2. Okay, we're going to start to push, get to the front here, and sprint it out. Sprint it out. Come on, Swerble. Ah, he's got no sprint speed at all. Kalmajan takes it. I should have attacked earlier. Just tried to go for it. We end up 9th because he's such a slow sprinter. We're going to get 12th with Osorio. Still not a bad finish, but we just had no sprint. Vervecchi going for 14th. He'll get that. So we get 3 guys inside the top 15. It's not a bad race. And we certainly were in contention for second place overall. But unfortunately, Swerble all alone, and no sprinter is he. Osorio or Vervecchi might have been better slightly on the sprint, but I just don't think we would have hung in the group had I focused on one of those other guys, because you saw they were dropped. And they really didn't put in a bunch of work or anything. Like Osorio was following Swerble. So Swerble was definitely the only guy capable of getting to that finish line with that group. Fortunate thing was the rest of the group were all faster in the sprint. So at least he wasn't 10th, but couldn't have been much worse on the sprint part. Either way, that's another race in the bag as we begin to close out the season. If this were Christmas, if we were Santa, well, instead of results in the bag, it would be more of presents out of the bag, and bag's a little bit light right now. And it's a little bit late on Christmas Eve. Rudolph's a little bit tired, as are the other reindeer. By the way, quick note, this is what happens to me when I'm not feeling well. I'm a bit of a nerd to begin with, but that's escalated like tenfold when I'm not feeling so well. Yeah, tenfold. Especially as I start to feel better, because then, you're down, you're out, you're like, ugh, for days or weeks or hours, whatever it is, and then, well, not normally with the hours one, but when it's days and weeks, and then suddenly there's a little spring in your step again, and you're feeling a little bit better. Yeah, that's where the nerd comes on. I turn it on. Alright, well, let's head into the next race as we continue our journey towards the end of the season. A lot of what's left. Actually, I think everything that is left the rest of the season. There's about 5 more, maybe 6 more classics. So nothing but classics the rest of the way. I think we are done with our stage races for this season. Six races left on the calendar. And I noticed one thing that I'd very much like to take care of, because at least 2 of these races are going to be cobbled races. And I finally learned where your training program, individual training program, is for your riders. Now, this setup is very much end of season winding down for these guys. And like setting this to triple here really has no impact other than the additional training could lead to progressive levels. So in that case, I don't mind working hard once this is all gone. And there we go. So the fatigue part, though, is a real issue, and you can see that we've got a lot of fatigue here for Veldeman. And Veldeman, of course, is my strongest cobble racer by far, with a 76 rating on cobbles. He is very much classics guy. So I need to try to bring this fatigue down, which means we're on to 3 straight weeks of rest. I wish I would have found this a long time ago. But yeah, found it now. Better late than never. This first one is one of those classics races. He'll still have a bit of fatigue, but it definitely will not be as bad by the time we reach it anyway. I mean, he's going to go from 79 down to 58 points, cutting that down by 21. But he should be fine for wherever that second one is that he'll be partaking in before the end of the season. Better late than never. Also, we have some other stuff going on here before I continue on. We still have 10 days till that next race. You can see this is the race that is coming up. Results for La Vuelta continue to roll in. It's still Froome over Dumoulin and Gegenhardt back up into 3rd. I think Quintana was the one who was dropped from this list, right? Last I remember, Quintana was up there, and it was Dumoulin moving above Gegenhardt into 3rd. Now Dumoulin 2nd, Gegenhardt back up into 3rd, and I think Quintana has dropped off from 2nd place, if I'm not mistaken. But the big news here, and the reason why I've stopped at this moment, is sponsorship. I have a whole bunch of equipment sponsors that are now available, including renewals. So we need to go take a look at the suppliers page and see what is there. And thing for me is I don't know enough. I know that I have, I don't even know how to pronounce it properly, but the Bontrager wheels myself, which probably means they're not the best. That would be my assumption. Oh, see, it was Quintana. Quintana here had slipped to third, and there was that latest. So Dumoulin had won that stage over Kelderman and Froome. This one was Dumoulin winning over Kelderman and Bernal. And here it's Gegenhardt moving back up over Jungels and then Dumoulin. So Dumoulin really in form here at this point in La Vuelta. But likewise, we have, oh, wow, look at that payout, 43,000 for the Tour of Britain after our outstanding result there. That was a huge payday. Wheels. Yeah, lots and lots of sponsor offers. So let's go ahead and take a look at the equipment suppliers. And we are at okay, I need to go back to the other menu if I'm going to see who wants to do offers. So back to the messages. There were different ones, right? This is just wheels with Easton. Just wheels. Reynolds, there we go. We can also offer you the privilege of the full R&D program. So we could have a full R&D program if we take Reynolds, which could be fun. But also means they're probably not going to be as good of quality, right? But I don't know. I know Shimano is a big name. What does Shimano have? Just the deal. But Shimano is certainly a big name and probably will have higher quality. But there could be other ones here. Honestly, I don't know the equipment manufacturers well enough to tell them apart in any way. They'll work directly with me. You know what? Let's do that. Just because I have that connection, and might as well. It provides a little bit of role playing. So we have full R&D. We still keep the same group set. That was the only one that was expiring for this year, but there you go. It's done. All right, so 10 more days to move forward, and we'll get into this. Hopefully, Veldeman, we'll see this diminish quite a bit, and he'll get closer to being level, because right now, you can see that he is absolutely hurting. With the fatigue. Ooh, so Simpson. Not worried about that though, as he's domestique. 109 kilometers to go, and this race is to Pas-de-Calais. So we're on that northern coast of France, closest point towards England. What I have with this one is a weird situation. My team is very weak when it comes to cobbled classics as a whole. But I do have Veldeman, who is a 76 on cobbles, and somehow is actually the favorite to win this race. Not only that, Van Hemlen, who is the only other one on the team who is even remotely decent. So here's Veldeman, and he's looking good today. We took care of the fatigue problem that he had. Now, Van Hemlen's not looking as good. He's a 77% fitness right now, so he's got a -1 condition. But he is a 72 on cobbles. And even with the -3s, his stamina resistance aren't that bad as we get ready to head into a 4-star, 3.5 kilometer section. And it is the first of 8 that we are about to hit, and it actually looks like this one, we're going to hit it 3 times. We've got one other in between, the 3rd and 4th, but the 1st, 2nd, 5th, 6th, and 7th, 8th are going to be the same cobbled sections. So we're going to get our first look at it here. But with the favorites, and them not necessarily being the greatest sprinters, though Veldeman can kind of hold his own on a sprint, I want to make sure that we do have a small group left at the end. So we are going to have a few sacrificial lambs, starting with George Simpson, whose fitness is way down for the end of the season. We're going to up his effort. And let's see here. Who is now left? It's Van Ginniken and Bull. So we're going to take Simpson, and he is going to up his effort considerably through this upcoming cobbled section to do some damage to the field. So he's going to go infinite relay.
The lead when going into cobbled sections. Breaks in the peloton can happen at any moment.
Select everybody else that's not named Simpson. Make sure that they're going to keep pace. You can see just how much damage it's doing to Swerble and Garrison, who are very, very poor on the cobbles. And actually, some of the guys are back art pulling away. Simpson's just drifted back his 84. He's just not good on cobbles. These guys are able to easily get ahead of him. He ran out of energy early, no wonder. I think he's about to get dropped. Oh, maybe not. Dealer's truck out pretty far. There's another one coming almost immediately, though. This one, only 1 star, though, 1.5k, so this is not going to do anywhere near the kind of damage that that one just did. Swerble is recovering, getting back up front. Peloton is shrinking, though, 92 riders, and the breakaway split as well. They've still got quite the gap, but they should be easy to catch once they get exhausted over this cobbled section. Not the second one. We're hitting it now. Yeah, you can see how it looks like normal tarmac until you're pretty much on top of it. And it's definitely not doing any damage to the field, that one. But that first one does significant damage. Oh! Right through the house. Things are a little bit glitchy. Oh, come on. Here we go again. Here we go again. Watch your heads. Watch your heads. Oh, ooh, ow. Alright, Simpson has more or less recovered. Let's bring him back to the front. And, oh, look at that. We're hitting one again, but it's not even classified in there. They're not shaking, so there's supposed to be one there. It didn't happen. You can see this is whoever created this stage is overlapping the course in different parts, and it's making for a beautifully large crowd, but it's like 2 sections overlaid with one another, and it's just not going so well. Alright, he's back up front. We're going to wait until we actually hit that cobbled section. I don't know what the second and third one is going to be like, but we still have 3.5 minutes to the lead 3 riders. These guys have dropped back quite a bit, so that makes them even weaker. But look at that, Rosskopf is in there. So this is a pretty strong group. Krieger, Rosskopf, I don't know Robin, but quite a few riders already left behind. But some have gotten back on. We're back up over 100. But Simpson, we're going to send him to task again on the next 2. Do what damage he can. Hopefully leave some riders behind, even if it costs him his race as we, again, ride on through the buildings. This is the Harry Potter stage. The secret headquarters that are hidden, right? Okay. Sorry, I can't remember its name. I certainly remember spells and things like that. Yes, I am nerdy enough for that. Definite Harry Potter fan, read all the books. But no, I do not have the retention to remember all of it. Alright, so Simpson, we're going to make push, push, push. Pull this group along, see if he can't leave some riders behind. That was a very insignificant one. I mean, you could see his shoulders aren't even bobbing. This one's going to do a little more damage. 2.2 kilometers, 3 stars. We're going to need water in between this section and the next. 73k to go. Here we go, Simpson. But he just doesn't have the pace. Look how slow he is. Because his cobble's a 61.
Obviously don't have anybody in the breakaway group.
Come on, Simpson. Can you get out front? No, you can't. Just go 99. Ride as hard as you can. At least keep some pace in this group so people can't relax. But I would imagine with no short-term energy bar, he's just not going to be pushing that hard. But we are just about catching these two riders.
There we go. That's 2/3 of the race behind us.
When this drops off Simpson's pace, he's really going to come out, which means I'm going to need to bring somebody else forward. Swerble is that weak man, and his cobble rating isn't any better.
The pack is increasing its work rate. Some teams can't be happy with the breakaway.
There you go, Simpson done. So let's go ahead and task Swerble now. Now, who was he protecting? It was Van Hemlen. Bull's the one we don't need protection on because I don't expect him to be there. So there you go. Simpson, you're done. Just relax. And Swerble, where are you? Not even at the front. And I like that there's at least a little bit of pace. We're down to 2 minutes on the breakaway. Oh, there's two riders trying to get off the front. Ooh, Vandersand. Going from it from far, far away. Come on, Swerble. Are you really not going to put in the effort at the front? Jeez, I've got you set to an 88. 89. And this is not something in the high 80s, pace-wise. Finally, Swerble picks up the pace. Comes another attack because there wasn't enough pace.
It's an attack.
Swerble with a 92 now is going to finally force a little bit of pace as we are about to hit that next cobbled section. And I'm going to need to get somebody else ready to go. And it's going to have to be Van Ginneken. Get up there. Van Hemlen is going to be protected now by Bull. Garrison hanging in there pretty well with Feldman. Van Ginneken now moving up into that support role. So things are a little bit dangerous as Tosh Vandersand is... Yeah, it's only 10-15 seconds clear. But
the cobbled sections mean that the riders use tubes that are more hard-wearing than those normally used on tarmac.
Swerble dropping. Let's see if we can get a split this time. We're back into that first section that definitely does damage, and there's a crash. Swerble trying to avoid it. He does. And we have a big split. There's just 39 riders left on the front now. Simpson set you to auto as well. There we go. There's our first big split. And Hemlen, don't get dropped. Don't get dropped. Alright, just 26 riders left now as we've gone through there. It doesn't mean that some of these guys won't make it back on, but there's Bull in protection. Garrison was supposed to be protecting Veldeman, but he is almost dropped, but he's going to hang in there. And Van Ginneken still leading things out, but he is totally out of energy, so these guys move ahead of him.
Apparently, he didn't interfere with the race.
Okay, we'll try to just set Van Ginneken. Garrison's done too. So Bull needs to now protect Veldeman instead. Van Hemlen's going to be on his own. Oh, here we go through the buildings again. Roskopf attacking at the front. It's 6 riders that are off the front now. They are about a minute ahead of us. Hofstetter, Lamarck, Nomvet, Rappin, and Krieger. So we pulled back everybody. Roskopf, though, of course, the strongest of the breakaway, so no surprise that he is once again leaving them behind after that group was pulled back in. But before we run out of time, it's 38k. Ooh, I needed water, but somebody already took care of it. That's good. Van Ginneken is hanging on to the edge in the back, so is Garrison. They're both about to get dropped. And that leaves me with 3 guys. I've got Bull, Van Hemlen, and Veldeman. Bull's going to need to go forward and relay if we're going to catch these guys. Van Hemlen's going to have to protect Veldeman. We got to start pulling back time. It's just over a minute to the front. Bull taking turns with a couple Lotto Soudal riders. That's good. Not alone on this chase. And time is coming back. We've already pulled back 10 seconds. 15. But here comes the attack again. Bogny is going for it. DuPont.
There's a breakaway.
Gotta pick up the pace a little bit more. I mean, we haven't even dropped Van Ginneken and Garrison yet. Now it's 7 riders away. Now we're starting to see the drops. Van Ginneken is dropped. Garrison just hanging on to the edge. Back edge. It's all together. It's all together. Breakaway group is caught. That means next time we're going to really pick up the pace. Bull is going to give it his all. In fact, right now you can slow down a little bit. Save it. There's 33 riders just behind. I don't want them to catch us, though. Comes another attack. See, I take a little pace out, and we see the next attack. Okay, Bull's out of energy, so just go 99. Veldeman's going to attack the next one. It's our best chance. A group of 30 with a sprint. I mean, he's got a 71, sure, but that's not enough. 1 rider off the front. Van Hemlen is going to help. Actually, what I need to do is set him to a follow as we get up there, and then Van Hemlen just kind of give everything he's got. Oh, there we go. Bull has been dropped. Garrison has been dropped. And it's down to 24. It's awfully close, though, but we're just about to hit it. So, we're going to change tactics here. We'll set 90. Veldeman's going to follow Van Hemlen. And Van Hemlen stay in position for just right now. I think we're just about to enter it. There it is. 600 meters. 600 meters. Van Hemlen, use your gel. I'm going to need to limit this group if we're going to get through. 22 riders. 19 riders. Nearly have a split here. Van Hemlen trying to keep pace. 15 riders. Van Hemlen sacrificing himself, but you can see Veldeman is hanging on. It's just 11 riders now.
Godin goes onto the attack.
4 riders trying to attack. 2 more trying to go with him. I think Van Hemlen needs to stay put, and Veldeman needs to just go with these guys. Accelerate first, and then attack across. I'll leave Van Hemelen in that other group. Set him to auto. Veldeman. Ah! 4 more riders trying to get away. Sprint. Okay, now recover that, get up there, come on. It's 1 star.
The road is really treacherous.
Oh, he's so close. He's so close. Come on, get up there. Can you get up there? Make contact. Make contact. Make it 5. Okay. Van Hemelen, get us up there. Van Hemelen's energy wasted. We're chasing 4. Dang it. Veldeman recovering here.
Another attack. This time it could go all the way.
Van Hemelen can't get us up there. We're going to fight for 5th place here, it looks like. Veldeman was so close. Half a bike length off of making contact.
Watch out. A team leader is falling behind.
5K, 4K. Yeah, they're pulling away because Van Hemelen's got nothing and nobody else is chasing. We'll at least win this sprint, hopefully. 3K, Veldeman use his gel.
And there goes the mad burst for the final
Slow it
sprint.
back down. We're at 1.5K.
Oh yes, he had enough in the tank to be
Okay,
able to
and
put one over
Veldeman
on the
is
others in
going
the
to
group.
sprint.
The back markers who appear to be fairly numerous in this
Think
difficult
he's gonna
race.
hang on? Yeah, he's got it. He's got it. For 5th. At least it's a top 5. Ladagno takes the win over De Boist and Gouden and Vermeersch. We were so close to that group. But that little split, that little attack, and Van Hemelen just couldn't keep the pace, so Veldeman had to go on his own, and then Veldeman, so dang close to making contact, couldn't do it, gets pulled up by the secondary group. Wins the sprint for the secondary group, but that makes 5th overall. Not a bad result, but felt like we could have won that thing. But I just didn't have the team, the strength within the team, because I only had Van Hemelen who could really keep up over the cobbles. I tried to use the other guys to attack on the cobbles and do damage to the field, but they were too bad on the cobbles. And so even when they were trying to attack, even when they were giving it almost their all, their cobble speed was so slow that they simply fell backward, even when we tried to attack with them. So having 3 or 4 guys capable on cobbles is really important. Really important. Bull takes 30th, Garrison 50th, Van Ginneken 51st. Simpson Swerble just missing the top 100. Important point though, guys that attacked Bognies, Pascalan, they dropped back because of those attacks, those efforts. Lamarck from Breakaway finished as 20th.
Now for the best moments of the day.
Close, but not quite. Still not a bad result, I suppose. Alright, so here are the final standings on La Vuelta. This is stage 18. Froome, Dumoulin, Kelderman still leading after Dylan Twains wins the stage. Sprint stage there, still Froome, Dumoulin, Kelderman. And then Kelderman wins the stage with Bernal and Gegenhardt. And Froome drops to second. So Dumoulin, this is stage 20, the penultimate stage. Dumoulin takes over the lead on the final climbing stage. And that ends up the final standings with Greipel winning the final sprint stage. So Dumoulin comes out of nowhere and was in really fine form in the final week. Comes from outside of the top 3, makes his way up to third, and then up to second, and finally on the final climbing stage into the race lead to win La Vuelta. We're going to take a look here at one final thing before we call this an episode. We're first going to look at the standings. Individually, it's Quintana leading over a small margin now over Tom Dumoulin, with Froome a distant third and Thomas. But in the Continental, Veldeman 4th, Conti 5th, Vervecchi 7th, Marini 8th. So I've got lots of guys scoring points. It's Namvete who leads the Continental standings over Pascalon and then Jesus Herrada. In the Super Prestige, it's Quintana. And for the team, we are on top by a very comfortable margin. I don't think we will be caught at this point, regardless of what we do in the final stages, final races. And we sit pretty in 16th overall. I mean, that is a really good position to be. Outside of EF being down the order a little bit, we are the only team above a trio of World Tour teams. We're the only ones that are actually in the mix. So we have crushed it there. In terms of wins, not that great. I mean, we're 21st with 17. It's not the greatest year for us, but definitely a good year. But the big thing that I wanted to take a look at, the team index. How are we looking at this point in time? Now we have, looks like UAE in trouble. Yeah, UAE in some serious trouble of getting dropped, but of course at this point it's just one team that they're going to have to overtake. The benchmark pretty much 4 stars, so if one more team reaches 4 stars, they'll make that last team. Otherwise at this point, Androni on the verge of taking a World Tour spot. Now, Continental Pro, look at these guys out of nowhere. I have no idea who they are, but they are jumping to the high end of Continental Pro. They must have had a heck of a signing. Canyon Iceberg also making the jump. There we are. We are 36th. We are well clear of Continental after barely making Continental Pro last time. So we are comfortable this time, but we did not have a major improvement. You can see 3.5 stars obviously would be very secure, but 3 stars, well, it's not all the way secure because you have 4 teams that are heading to Continental rankings as 3-star teams. So we're mid 3 stars now. Hopefully next season we can break into that 3.5 star realm. Or if we have the real chance to increase the money for that following season, maybe we can put ourselves up high enough to finally hit World Tour status. Of course, we're heading to our 2nd year in Continental Pro, but we are looking pretty comfortable. Now, the real test, though, is I can't do anything else, right? I am done. I am maxed out on monies for next season. We have 0 finance left to work with, even though we have a massive balance. So what we need to check is how much damage can these other Continental 2 teams do to possibly get above us. Well, the final test on that is what's left on the market. Oh, that's it. That's all that's left on the market. This Scott McGill, American writer, just a Barrador. That's it. This is the top of the free agents list. He is the only one that can boost anybody's profile at this point. After that, it's 71s and below are all that is left that have not been signed up at this point. That's pretty amazing. Transfer market is done. So yeah, we're safe, we're secure, we're not going anywhere. I didn't really fear that we would. We were good enough last season, and this season the team is going to be slightly better than it was the current season. So I figured we were going to be safe and secure. I wasn't too worried about it, but that definitely confirms it with literally only a single rider that will boost a team's profile left, at least Continental Pro style. And that also actually means that most likely UAE is going to be relegated to Continental Pro, as I don't see what they're going to be capable of doing. I mean, even if they go and sign Scott McGill, they're probably still going to get dropped. Poor Jacopo Mosca, he's already without a team, and nobody wants to sign him this year either. I can see why. He's a great fighter, and he's good on the flat, but that's it. Doesn't make for a top-notch rider by any means. Alright, well, anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer, and remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe, and tune in next time, as we should be finishing up this season in that next episode. Bye for now.